1, 2, 3.
Hi guys, it's me, it's Steve Garrett, Camazar on the forums, and welcome back to another edition of the Watchtower. This is episode 7, and I'm quite excited because Galactus is coming. Great news, we've been waiting for it for a long time now, and it's finally rolling out. The Galactus raid deck, if you like, is almost upon us. The previews have started, the preview articles have started. We've seen no cards yet, but Billy Zonos yesterday on Monday the 29th put the first article up, giant size backstory, the coming of Galactus part 1. So if you've not already checked it out, then pop along to versussystem.com and check that out. And today part 2 went up, so it's just giving you a little bit of a rundown about who Galactus is if you don't know who he is. And today he's looking at his heralds and the guys that support him, with a view to expanding onto the latest product from UDE in relation to Versus System, and that's giant size versus, which by all accounts is going to be a format similar to the raid decks of WoW. I'm not a WoW player. I did, try the game, and I didn't think much of it. But the raid decks were so much fun. I did the Nixia raid deck, and that was superb. And that was with a game which I think was subpar. A game which I couldn't really connect with, couldn't really invest emotionally in, and felt nothing, it didn't grab me. So if it's anything like as good with Versus, I'm going to be a happy teddy. Seriously, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I did allude to it a little bit last week in last week's show, because we did hear us guys who are lucky enough to write for versussystem.com, and heard word that it was coming. So stay tuned to the official site for UDE, because there's going to be previews popping up here and there, and articles in relation to for the next week or so. So very exciting time, and who better than Billy Zonos to throw those first articles out. So that's a fantastic piece of news. That was the first thing I wanted to address. So brilliant. We've been waiting for it for a long time, and now it's coming, which is fantastic. Yes, get in there. I am quite excited. So that's giant size Galactus. I'm looking forward to it. It's really interesting to see how they do it. I don't know if maybe they're going to drop a herald that you've got to get through to get to Galactus, and if you don't get to get through all the heralds, then you automatically die because of Galactus. I don't know. They've told us we're going to see some record breaking numbers on cards, so that's going to be interesting. Perhaps they're thinking of using something like the original format that Versus was intended to be. If some of you guys remember that, there were cards floating around with attack values of like 2400 and things like that. Are they going to go to that extreme? I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how they tackle this. Really interesting. I'm looking forward to doing it myself. As long as I can get a hold of some, I'm going to be happy. I've got guys that want to play, so that's good. Second thing I want to address, left over from last week, is my comments, rants about the London Elite series. if just to touch on it, basically we turned up, and the TO didn't really know much about the event. It wasn't the normal TO that I see at the venue. She didn't really even know what the tournament was called. We had a low attendance, but we had one guy, Alec, who made a 7-hour train journey down from Scotland for it, and there was no prize support at all of any description, nothing. So I was pretty furious. Everyone else was pretty annoyed. It wasn't so much that, you know, when we go to a tournament, it tends to be the guys that, you know, down in London. When we play to play. We don't play for the prize support so much. There have been plenty of tournaments where there's been no prize support there, and we just played and we've gone away happy because we played the game. But this is the Elite Series, the biggest tournament there is domestically, really. We felt that, you know, it was a bit of a letdown. Especially we felt particularly sorry for Alec, who had come down, you know, for 7 hours on a train journey. He spent like almost £100, which is about $200 on travel. So we weren't happy. But as it turns out, after sending emails to, I sent an email to UD UK, and I heard back straight away from Ray Fong, the op manager there, who's always on the ball. As far as that's concerned, nothing but props for him. And it turns out it shouldn't have been an Elite Series. Turns out that apparently it was agreed with the normal TO that it would not run that day. It would run in the weekends following, which was a bit weird, seeing as we heard nothing about that. No one told us anything about it, so I was a bit disappointed at that. But that was quickly balanced by the fact that there are going to be Elite Series in loads of venues in the UK, not just London and Scotland, as had been previous with the as we initially thought and had happened with the previous Elite Series, but there's going to be venues everywhere over the next couple of weeks. And we're having one in Luton at Final Fantasy Games in Luton, which is my hometown, which I'm really looking forward to. It's great, you know. I can't wait to get stuck into that one. Last event we held in Luton, which was last month, which is something I sort of, you know, kicked it into play myself. We had 5 turn up. We had 2 old players come back, and after speaking to Jason, the guy who runs the store, although it's not held in a store, but Jason, the TO and the store owner, he says there's some more old guys that are thinking of coming back. So I'm really, fingers crossed, you know, that we're going to be going well with this. So that's going to be held on the 10th of November, 11 o'clock. It's going to be held in Luton. Final Fantasy Games have a games club in. They use a venue which is Luton Workingmen's Club, which is in the Arndale Centre, which is the main shopping mall in Luton. If anyone needs any information, then they can email me, PM me, whatever. Get hold of me. I'm out there, and I'll give you as much information as I can. But it's going to be good. There will be additional prize support on top of the Elite Series stuff, as long as the Elite Series stuff gets there. But the TO Jason, he's got a backlog of some stuff, so hopefully there'll be some T-shirts, mats, and, you know, bits and pieces. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you very much to Ray Fong and Rob Hooley for clarifying the situation there. It's an exciting time in the UK at the minute. We seem to be having some decent little communities popping back up again. So hopefully this will continue. This is exactly what I wanted to happen with Legends. Coming off the back of our Master Challenge, we wanted to build a bit of momentum. Hopefully we can sustain that, and we can move on from there and, you know, regrow. The Galactus thing will definitely help that if we can get it over here. So please, Upper Deck, make it happen. You guys, you need to place pre-orders in with your stores, and get your stores to talk to their distributors to get this to happen. Okay, you've got to make this happen. Okay, it's up to you. So don't just sit there and then moan when it doesn't turn up. Make the inquiries. Make your store inquire with their distributor. That's the only way we're going to get it.